destroyed.
Prepare for BattleTech departure. Warning. Hangar doors opening. Stand clear.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
This is a bloodletting operation, Commander. Our mission is to cripple a series of comm towers located at the marked locations and bugger off before enemy forces know what's hit them. We'll be back to pick you up when the job is done. Good hunting.
Hi everyone, welcome to this video of MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries. This is Fine Gaming Connoisseur, and so right now I'm just showing you a mission. And so this is the campaign, and I'm doing a raid. So I recently picked up this game on the Epic Games Store, which was on a massive discount. And so I bought this game because I've been watching quite a number of YouTube videos, and I really liked what I saw. Even though at first I was quite cautious about it.
Splash target.
But I've been watching it on YouTube, and so as a fan of the original, MechWarrior 2 Mercenaries, let me just deal with this mech first.
Enemy destroyed.
Yeah, so as a fan of the original MechWarrior 2 Mercenaries, I was really excited when I heard about this game. But at the same time, I was a little bit cautious because I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out. But having bought the game and played it, and having watched it on YouTube for quite some time,
Enemy mech destroyed.
I think it's it's won me over, and so I'm a happy, another happy fan of MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries. Okay, so this is one of the missions from the campaign, and so after this mission is over, I'll show you the other aspects of the game that I think makes this game really good. So that's just the enemy dropship. They're dropping off mechs. Yeah, these aerial units can be quite annoying because
Got another one.
okay. So I'm running the game on high settings, and as you can see, the frame rates aren't not too bad. It's fairly decent. And as you know, Piranha Games also makes MechWarrior Online, which is a great game in my opinion, even though it's a little bit old now. And you know, the company hasn't been releasing that many new patches for the game because they've been focusing on this, you know, on MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries. But yeah, they're made by, both games are made by the same company. And so as you know, MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries. Okay, so as you know, this game is all about running a mercenary company, so there's a lot that goes into it. So I will show you just some of the things that, yeah, I'll try and show you as much as I can, because I'm only sort of more or less at the beginning stages of this game. I've done about 6 or 7 missions, I think, so far, and so my company, mercenary company, is doing fairly well. It's got quite a bit of money so far. It's got about 5 million sea bills.
Enemy destroyed.
Good work, Commander. That's one less target. All objectives destroyed. We are inbound on marked evac point.
Okay, so this is a very quick
Commander.
in and out. I suspect that's on my way to the dropship. I will be ambushed by... Yep, just as I thought.
Yeah.
Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target destroyed.
So this, you know, the campaign missions are the ones that you can take. A lot of them, yeah, the ones that are not scripted, you know, are basically dynamically generated, I think. And
You're clear to board at Mech Bay number 1. Welcome back.
alright. So mission completed. And almost got close to 1 million sea bills for this mission, which is good. Okay. And so I've negotiated for my share of the salvage. And so the amount of salvage that you can claim is it's partly based on, you know, your reputation, I think, and also partly by your reputation with the house or the faction that you work for. And it's also based on the mission parameters. Sometimes the missions will give you you know, greater share, the ability to get a greater share of the salvage. Other times you would just get very limited amount of salvage. So in this case, I only get, you know, I can't even claim a mech or an engine because I've only got 4 out of, you know, I can only claim 4 you know, 4 share of the salvage, and this requires 7, you know, so I'm gonna have to claim the smaller things, but you know, we'll try and claim the more expensive ones so we can you know, sell it later on. Okay, so it's a pity we can't salvage this one, or the engine, because we've got 4 out of 4. And that requires 7 and 6 respectively. But, okay. And once you complete a mission, you'll get a message from the faction that you work for, as well as the faction that you went up against, in this case, the pirates. And you'll lose standing or gain standing, respectively, depending on who you work for and work against. And the pilots that you have, they will gain experience and level up their skills as they kill, make kills, and these are their skills, I guess you could say. Piloting and gunnery skills of different types. Okay, and the thing to note is that every bit of damage that you take in a mission, you'll have to spend money to repair it. And thankfully, the amount of damage I've sustained is only 65,000 C-bills, and I've got a total payout of 847,000. That's a very good result. Okay, and so once you finish a mission, you're back to your dropship. And one cool thing to note is that the damage that you sustain in battle on a battlefield will be reflected. So here you can see the damage that your mechs have sustained. And what is really good about this whole dropship area is that you can really see the size and scale of your battle mechs from the perspective of a human being walking on the ground. So you can walk around and see the different mechs, your mechs from different angles. Now, it's a pity you don't see your legs or your body in this first person perspective. For some reason, Piranha Games has decided not to include your hands and legs and whatnot. It's something that you see in games like Monster Online, but that's okay. This is not a not an RPG, and all your other mechs, you can see them here as well. You can see the damage that they sustained, and if you lose an arm, or you're severely damaged, it'll all be reflected. You'll see your mechs missing an arm and things like that. So okay, so that's okay. So after every mission, you have to repair the damage to your mechs, and if they have components destroyed, you have to replace them. And of course, you have to spend money to buy it off the market. So here in the star map, you can see just how big this the inner sphere is. So this is the extent of the inner sphere, which is composed of I think it's 5 houses. Yeah, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 major houses. They make up the inner sphere. And let me just show you where I am. So I'm here in Moril. And these are all the different contracts that I can take. And okay, so House Davian is offering contracts in this system, and so you can get intel on all the different enemies you might come up against. So as I mentioned before, I'm a big fan of MechWarrior 2 Mercenaries, and so when I bought this game, I was a part of me was trying to compare it to that game. And so apart from a few things that I felt was a little bit lacking, or I feel was a little bit not as good as MechWarrior 2 Mercenaries, I felt that this game really captures that spirit of MechWarrior 2 Mercenaries, and so I'm very happy with this game. So apart from just a few things, this game really has won me over. Like I mentioned at first, I was a little bit cautious and unsure, but okay. So you'll notice that in some systems you'll have two houses offering contracts, and so here you can decide whether you want to work, just be a loyalist, work with one particular house, or you can work with any house. Work against, work for a faction that's at war with another faction, and so you can decide what you want to do. Now, what you need to pay attention to is that your reputation with, if you decide to work with both factions, then you're going to lose reputation with both. So right now I've been working just exclusively with House Davian, and I've avoided contracts with House Curita. So that's why my reputation with House Davian is quite high compared to House Curita, which is going down because I've been working against them. And so you can really decide how your career to play out. You can either decide to work with one house or multiple houses. And bearing in mind you are a mercenary company after all, so all options are open to you. You are not bound to working with any just one faction, or you are free to work with any faction you wish, because you're here to make money. You're not here to bother about their politics or their wars. You're just here to make money. Okay, and in the market you can buy equipment and mechs, and so this is so this is AC-10, and you'll notice that there are different tiers. So the higher the tier, the better the weapon. You do more damage, have higher rates of fire, it'll produce less heat, and so forth. And also, right now I'm in a conflict zone, so the quality of weapons won't be as good, and everything will cost more to repair, and it'll take more time. If you wanted to repair your mechs in a conflict zone rather than in an industrial hub. And I'll show you where the industrial hubs are. And I think this is one of them. However, there are other industrial hubs. Yeah, I think star systems that have these lines connected to them, they are, I think they're more likely to be industrial hubs. And it costs money and time to travel to different, in between systems. So sometimes sometimes you have to weigh what you want to do, whether you want to, repair your mechs in a conflict zone or refit them in a conflict zone, or you want to travel to an industrial hub and do it there. So it's a bit of a, I guess you could say you have to make these decisions. And so repairing mechs or refitting them takes time. And so what you've got to keep in mind is that as time passes, you need to bear in mind that you've got bills to pay. So expenses. So yeah, at the end of the month, you have to pay for your pilots and also maintenance of your battle mechs. And so you can't just let time pass without thinking. You have to actually keep track of how much time is passing, because if you're not making, if you're not getting any money, if you're not making profit, then as the months go by, you have to pay bills, just like real life. And so you need to make sure that your wallet is in the green. Otherwise, it's not going to be very good for you. And if you're an industrial hub, you can hire pilots. Now, unfortunately, in a conflict zone, there are no pilots to hire. So okay, and so it's a very, very interesting and very involving game. And so there's a lot of things you got to keep track of. And in the mech cold storage, you can put your mechs in there, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, it won't it won't count towards your monthly maintenance. However, you have to strip everything off your mechs before you can put them in cold storage. So that's another thing you got to consider as well. This game is very much weighing all the pros and cons of every decision. So in that sense, this game appeals to me because I'm, back in the 90s when I played MechWarrior 2 Mercenaries, this is the part I enjoyed the most. Weighing all the pros and cons of every decision that I made. And in MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries, I think they've expanded the kind of decisions that you have to make. And alright, so we can decide to go. Where should we go next? And this is what I love about this game as well. It gives you so much freedom to basically go anywhere you want. And defense contract. Where should I go? And further the destination, the more money it's going to cost. So you got to bear that in mind as well. So let's say you're here, and the industrial hub is here, and you're deciding whether or not to spend the money and the time to go to the industrial hub, or you want to just make the repairs here at the conflict zone. So it's a juggling act, and everything you have to think through. So that's why I like games like this, and MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries provides that in spades, absolute spades, lots and lots of it, and that's what I like. So many options. Where should we go? I think we'll stick to this conflict zone first, and maybe we'll go here. Warzone contract. Yeah, let's go to. I don't want to go too far away from an industrial hub, because yeah, I don't want to go too far away from an industrial hub because I might be too far for me if I need to go for urgent repairs and buying new mechs and so forth. I think what I'll do first is I'll save the game. Okay, so I won't keep this video going on for too long. Let's just go there. So one good thing you can do is you order your mechs to be repaired, and while they're doing that, you can travel so that by the time you get to the system, your mechs have been repaired. So it's you got to figure out a way to save, optimize your use of time and money. Okay, so let's have a look at the contracts. Cool. So these are all offered by House Davian, and so let's go with something that's not too difficult. Convicted of numerous war crimes. I see. Okay. Alright, so you can now accept a mission, but before you do that, you can... Yeah, so this is the negotiation points I was talking about. So you can use these points to negotiate how much damage insurance that you want, and how much so in different missions, the faction that you work for, sometimes they might give you more, sometimes they'll give you less, and so it's different with every mission. I'm not sure whether it's random or whether there's some sort of algorithm to decide how much you'll get, how much negotiations you'll get for C-bill payout and salvage shares and damage coverage. But I think, yeah, so you can decide how much you want, subject to the negotiation points that you have available to you. And okay, so that's how you accept missions, and there's a tonnage limit which you can remove if you install the relevant mods. Okay, and so let me just take you to the I'll just show you the mods that I've got installed. So these are the mods that I have running. So the AI for the landsmates, and a weather fix mod, and AI for the vehicles. not that the base game doesn't have any AI, but this is to make improvements to them, to make it more challenging, I suppose, in a way, and more realistic. And there's a sensor mod as well, and AI for the enemy to improve it, make it more fun and more interesting and challenging. And of course the major one, MechWarrior 5 Mercs Reloaded. This is a very good mod, and I've seen a few articles talking about it, and also quite a number of YouTube videos. And so this is a very good mod in my opinion. So I've got all the links for each mod in the description below, so you can check it out and download it if you have the game. Alright. And there is, of course, there's a co-op as well. Yeah, but you have to I suppose you need to add friends first, and I haven't done that yet. And okay, so here's the instant action. And so if you just want to get into a game quick, you can choose different scenarios. Alright, but I'm not going to do that because I think this video will go on for too long if I do a instant action mission. But you can choose all the parameters, you can customize your scenario or randomize it. So So I think overall this game is very, very well put together. Now I will talk about a few things that I feel was a little bit lacking, or because I'm looking at this game, reviewing this game from the perspective of MechWarrior 2 Mercenaries, which I feel is my favorite after this one. I feel that the cutscenes felt a little bit flat and underwhelming and subdued, because in MechWarrior 2 Mercenaries, the cinematics were just ferocious and intense, and just in your face, very, very hard hitting. But this one, the cinematics, or at least the intro, felt a little bit, it felt a little bit flat in my opinion. And also, if you'll notice that in MechWarrior games in the past, MechWarrior 2 Mercenaries, MechWarrior 2 31st Century Combat, MechWarrior 3, MechWarrior 4 Vengeance, in the cinematics, what you'll notice is that you never hear the enemy speak, and that sort of made the enemy feel more menacing, and it made them feel mysterious. And but whereas MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries, in the intro, in the cinematics, you'll hear the enemies speak. So I felt that sort of took away from the menacing and the mysterious nature of the enemy that you were up against. So that was one other thing that I felt could have been done better. And also the music, and I love the music, the music soundtrack from MechWarrior 2 Mercenaries. So comparing it to this one, I feel that this game, did a good effort, but I feel that it's not the same. It's not as ferocious and intense, and just the beats were a little bit subdued and underwhelming. So that's just my opinion. Not to say that this game is not good. I think this game is actually the best game since MechWarrior 2 Mercenaries. And so I would rate this game right at the top. At the top, stands shoulder to shoulder with MechWarrior 2 Mercenaries. So kudos to Piranha Games for making this game, because I absolutely loved it. This game gets so many things right, and so I really can't fault it very much, except just for the like I mentioned, the cinematics, the music, and just the overall tone, and just the feel. But these things are, I can let that pass, because what matters to me the most is the gameplay, and the multitude of options and decisions that you have to make and keep track of, and I think in that respect MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries does this very, very well. So yeah, so I'm giving this game a 9 out of 10, because just for apart from the few things that I mentioned that weren't done very well, everything else is spectacular, and everything else is just it's been executed very well. So I love this game, and I will be playing more of it, but I'm just bringing you this video to show you my why I like this game. And so hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you enjoyed it, please do remember to give it a thumbs up, and please do, if you have any comments or questions, please leave it in the section below. Please do subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon, and also please share this video. So I will be back next time with more videos, but for now, thank you for watching. This is Fun Gaming Connoisseur. Take care and have a good day.